Hi, this is Sam Guan with Siemens PRM Software. Today I'd like to share with you things that we can do once a sketch has been created in the Catchbook app. So in this case, that this particular Catchbook data has been created and output that as a DXF file. So now in NX I can come in here and import that DXF file from the Catchbook, and we can kind of quickly take a look at all these different options in our import wizard. And then as we see that all the settings are done properly, and then we can take a look at a preview of what they look like. In this case, we'll go ahead and select a preview, and then we'll see that this is a very simple sketch that was created in the Catchbook app. And then let's see that these are all there, and then we'll just go ahead and import that into our NX drafting. So in this case, that we see that all these dimensions are coming in nice and cleanly, and then they are associated to this 2D curves and all that kind of stuff. And then we later on enhance some of those by adding some more information using NX Sketch. And then now we can go ahead and switch that into a 3D environment. We'll go ahead and remove some of those constraints on a single sketch, and then we want to go ahead and create 3 views from this. We'll go ahead and create a top view. Now we're going after the front view, and then by selecting the third one on the right, now we have creating the third one as well. Okay, so once this is done, we just go ahead and use NX functionality within the drafting function. We can just copy all these 3 views to a NX 3D. So in this case, that we have selected those views, and then we can go ahead and then just use the output options that we see, and then just go ahead and then convert all this from a 2D sketch from a Catchbook into a 3D geometry. So we see that all of sketch informations come forward into the 3D environment, and then once that is done, we can go ahead and activate that sketch. We can remove any of these sketch information, and we see that once that is done, the 3D geometry will not have that particular feature exist. So we can undo that, and then we can go ahead and create additional features to this 3D geometry by adding blends and chamfers. Okay, so now this particular design now can be utilized in our designing of other system. In this case, what we have is that we have a particular design of what we call a tooling in the NX. So see this particular tooling, we want to take advantage of this particular 3D that we have created from the Catchbook layout. So we see that we can quickly add this newly created 3D geometry from the Catchbook, which will just go ahead and add that to our 3D environment, and then just provide the proper assembly constraints. And then we can see that this particular bracket that we created and now is in the context of the assembly. The next thing what we want to do is that when this is done, we want to go ahead and add a particular design from the network. In this case, we'll go ahead and go look at a CADENAS part solution. We see that we can type in a particular word, clevis, and we see that the results are provided to us on the internet. We see that all this information is readily available through the CADENAS part solution. So now that's on the internet. What can we do to get this inside of our NX system? So we can go in there, type in the same word, and then see that the identical views of those from the internet now is embedded inside of our NX reuse library. So once we drag and drop, we see all these different parameters that we can go ahead and then update them and see the changes are updated right away. And then once again, using assembly constraint, we can properly define the location of this particular parts from the PARTSolutions, from the standard catalog parts. Then we can just add them to our tooling design. The next thing we want to do is we want to define a reuse library folder. In this case, we have a lot of design. We want to use reuse library management approach by adding this particular folder, and this can be the manage mode as well. So we can just define what this information is, and then now once that path is defined, we can do a search. In this case, we're going to type in the word bracket. Once we type in a bracket, it quickly returns all this information for me, and then I can go ahead, go into the subfolder. By expanding that, I can drag and drop a particular bracket. In this case, that is going to mount it to the other end of this. So we see that now, just by once again properly define all the assembly constraints to this this tool, and then just add this to that, and then once that is done, we see that we can quickly add all these different approaches to our tooling housing. And this is something that we'd like to introduce to all of our users out there. Not only we can utilize the Catchbook app to create our geometry, we can also utilize the CADENAS parts solution to find all those standard parts are in the catalogs by quickly adding that result into our tooling housing. And then the third one is any kind of within our own library that within our company, we can add that into our design as well. So this concludes our demonstration. Thank you.